Um,
I'd love to have Jenny to tell us the story about what happened today with the person with the pain. I think that was so awesome. Any
so
spotlight, Jenny?
Sure.
There you go.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll do that quickly. So, guys, I was presenting to a group of ladies and a gent at an estate agency, and the one lady, well, let's say she's not the happiest of people. I don't want to describe her in any other way than that. But everybody sort of walks circles around her because, yeah, she's always been in pain. She's been in pain for years, like she said, 40 years, since the birth of her son, who I think is now 40. And so I said, look, don't worry, don't come upstairs. I'm going to come and pop down to you afterwards, and I'll come and put some patches on you, and let's see how that goes. So anyway, I did the presentation, and the next thing, there she was. She'd come up the stairs, but she limped into the auditorium. She really limped in and sat down, and it was like really painful. You could see it all over her face. Her face was scrunched, and you could see the pain and the grumpiness, really. You know, and I'd said to her, she said, you know what, yeah, life is hard. And I said, you know what, it's difficult when you're in pain. It really does make you grumpy. You know, that's it. People that are in chronic pain, it's really tough. So I chatted to her, told her about LifeWave, and then I put IceWave, and I haven't done this before where I put on 2 sets of IceWave patches, but I put on 2 sets. I just decided, and her whole body is in pain. So I put a white right under the foot on the acupressure point and a tan left. And then it was her hip, her leg, her back, her shoulder, everything. So I said, okay, where's the worst pain? And she said, okay, either the hip or the back. And the hip could be from the back. So I said, okay, let's patch the back. She identified her pain, and we put on a patch. And when I put the white in the 12 o'clock position, she got up and she walked around. She was still limping, but she had a new pain down her groin. So I said, okay, let's try the other positions. And in the 3, 6, and 9, in the 9, we had the best relief. She said, leave it there, leave it there. So obviously there was something good happening. But you know what? In the 3, 6, and 9 position, she walked around the auditorium with no limp. She even did these sideways movements from side to side. And I was like, yo. And then she came and she sat down, and I looked at her face, and I could honestly see a relaxation and a calmness in her face. It was not the same face that sat down before me when she came in. She walked downstairs. She came and saw me at my way at my car. And I mean, initially when I saw her, she put up a wall. Stay away from me. I don't want no products, no people, no nothing. I'm in pain, very clearly, to the point where we spoke about it. And when I left, she just came all the way with me and gave me the biggest, loveliest hug and said thank you.
wow.
So that means the world to me. Yeah, so I've left her with 3 sets of patches to carry on for the next 3 days. And I'm actually going to take her an X39 tomorrow to do for the next 3 days with those patches. And I know what's going to happen.
There's something I would add. So all the people in her environment and in her family, they've lived with her like this. The ripple effect is going to be tremendous, and that's even more powerful in my view than each individual's. Each individual's improvement is super powerful, but the ripple effect through to a family, to the other people who have to interact with that people is just wonderful.
Yeah. Especially her co-workers, George, because she's got a reputation there that she calls a spade a spade. She tells it to you straight, and she does not mince her words. So I said to the others, you guys need to go and check with her and just see what her feedback is. They said, oh, don't worry, she will come and tell us. So
maybe you will hear from it. We'll hear back from you on that one. Thank you so
absolutely.
much. Thank you
welcome.
so much. So look, more people came on the call. Just wanted to repeat the one thing that I said earlier. I'm going to post. So this call, Wilson is going to teach us a lot of things to do with social media. Personally, I haven't been involved with social media. I kind of gave up with it about 5 years ago. But I'm doing an Instagram live with somebody who's got a large group to do with hypothyroidism in Spanish. So I'm going to post the links to those channels, and anybody who wants to come and watch and see how that works, if that then makes them think of something that's that they would want to do, Chris and I are super happy to get on a call or a Instagram live, or whether it's a Facebook live or whatever it is. But the key thing, what I said earlier, is the point at which you bring, when we bring, and I'm sure that Wilson will address this, the point at which when we bring people out of social media and we're talking to them face to face, whether in person or on a Zoom, that for me is the key part of the process. Okay, enough said by me.
Okay, beautiful. George, can I share my screen there?
Your co-host already.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so before I share anything, let me just get my guys, just excuse me, we are on load shedding here by me. So let me just say hello. Hey everybody. I just wanted to go over a couple of points that I went through very quickly in the last training that we had. You know, the big thing is with social media, if you are consistent, you will get results. It's very similar to the patch. If you're only going to stick the patch on every second day, you can't expect it to make a miracle. And it's exactly the same thing with social media. And there's no real right way to do it. You need to experiment, and that takes time. So the first thing that I do every day when I wake up is I post a story. And I do it on multiple platforms. I actually do it on Facebook, I do it on WhatsApp, and I do it on Instagram.
Okay,
So
before you start, to somebody
Yes.
who, like me, who doesn't really know what a story is, in that sense, a social media story, how do you define a story, please?
So a story is a space within the platform where they allowed you to post your story for the day. It's a 24-hour post, and it's a section. So in WhatsApp, it's called your status. If you look at the screen there, in the middle of your screen, you see chats, status, and calls. You click on status. You can all click there with me. And here you can see everybody who's posted a status, firstly. And at the top, you can see there's a little plus sign next to my status. I can add mine. And this is something that I do almost on a 24-hour basis. And the reality of being consistent with these statuses is that over time, people are going to start connecting with you. And I vary what I post up. Some days I post a lot of scar healing. Some days I post some of the age reversal we've seen. So I try and vary it up a little bit with what I share in my status. And the beauty is we can do this every 24 hours. So just before I upload my status, there's a couple things you can do while you're on this tab. So you can now see there are people that's posted statuses. And one of the things that you could do is you could connect with somebody and see what they posted and maybe like something they posted. And then start engaging with them.
Question, are these people or all these people in your WhatsApp, or they're just random people?
No, this is the beautiful thing. It's all people that's got your phone number that you connected through either on WhatsApp or they have your number. So
Okay.
some of the people on this call has 7,000 numbers on their phone. So this could be very, very powerful depending on how many contacts you have. So for example, this is now a friend of mine that I've viewed her profile. It's somebody that I actually still want to contact with my friend Inge. It's one of her friends. So let's say I now look at her actual status. Now, just to open the door, I could reply something and say, I'm not going to do it because it's not my friend. We're going to do it through Inge. I could say, I really love that, and just send it. And you leave it. And then that's open the door, and they might reply to you. And then when they reply to you, you can start engaging with them and ask them, how's it going? And at some point, they're going to ask you, how's it going with you? And that opens the door to tell them what you're doing. So just that is already very powerful. For example, here's a friend of mine. I want to engage with her collagen. Now, here she says, don't forget to do your collagen order. Now, what we're doing within the stem cells is 10x what collagen does. Collagen is just one thing. The stem cells is actually doing a whole bunch of other things. So she's actually like a perfect person for me to now just hit up and say, hey, I can see you advertising collagen. How's it going? And then engage with her and then tell her, listen, yeah, if you're into age reversal, I need to show you what I'm doing. So before I've even posted anything, just by engaging with some of the people's statuses, you can already get traction. Already. Then you haven't even posted anything. So let me quickly go scroll to the top. Let me go post my story for the day. So at the top, you see my status. There's a little plus sign to it. I'm going to click it. I click on it, and it's now going to open all the photos that I have. I scroll up, and here's now all the pictures that I've saved so far. We are going to create groups where all this content will be available and easy for everybody to access. So what I normally do is I post what the sticker looks like, and this is what your first post is going to look like. There's a little section there that says add caption with a plus picture sign. We want to add more pictures. So what I like posting is the little inflammation shot, because I think that is really, really powerful. Let me just go search for it here. There's one. Sorry, guys, it's not just below here somewhere. There we go. I like posting that one, and then I'll maybe post the 7 weeks. This is quite a really good transformation. And then what I'll do for today is, yesterday I did a bit of scar healing. Today I want to do some of the age reversal we've seen. So let's go look for that. That's a great one. Let's go pick something else that's a bit of the age reversal side. I like that one. I like that one. And you can now see, as I'm selecting these photos at the bottom, you can see what you're posting. So you can post a whole bunch of photos, I think like 10 of them. I don't post so many. What I then do is, I've got a couple of them there. I would say startx39.com, DM me for details, shipping in 80 countries, 3 to 5 days. I must actually say 3 to 5 working days, but I'll elaborate on that with people directly. So now I've picked my pictures, I hit send. Boom. I hit send again. At the bottom right, there's another send option. Bottom right, you click it, and it posts your status. And what it actually also does is it sends these statuses, it updates the people that's posted statuses, that you've posted a status, and people will start viewing it. Now, don't think you're going to post a status and 20 people are going to hit you up. It doesn't work like that. If you're consistent with this, over time, people will start showing you. I see people looking at my statuses every day, and the leads start trickling in. Literally.
So does WhatsApp tell you your status has been looked at by this person, that person?
So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do exactly this quickly on Facebook, and then we're going to come back to the status and see if anybody's viewed it, because it happens quite quickly for the views to come in. So this is part of my daily routine. You can do this every 24 hours. It's a really, really powerful free way for people to get a hold of you, and vary what you're posting. Because some days you might just post a before and after pic that resonates with it.
Whoops. Who's that man?
Hi, can you guys hear me then?
Yeah.
So let me quickly go to Facebook and do the same thing. So,
but hang on a minute. It said share to Facebook. Why didn't you share it to Facebook?
I've tried that before. It doesn't share it in the same order.
Okay.
So I do it manually. Facebook and WhatsApp is owned by the same company as of Instagram. That's why you can do these stories on all three of them. It's basically called the story.
So if you were just going to put one photo, you could press share directly to Facebook.
Yes, you could, in theory. I wouldn't just post one, because you can literally create the story with a couple pictures, and the before and after pics is what gets people to hit you up. Because one day you will say something that resonates with them, and they'll be like, wow, this looks like it works for everything. Tell me more about it. That actually happened to me yesterday. So on Facebook, exactly the same thing. Create your story. It's literally in the middle. You're going to say that little plus sign on the left. You're going to create your story, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So with the story in Facebook, you can either just select one, or that says there select multiple. Next to gallery, you see underneath where it says green screen, you go select multiple, and now you can select a bunch of pictures. So what I would do, I would always just do X39 first. I would maybe do that one. And let's maybe do this bone, the leg one, that's very powerful. Maybe that one. And then I always like to do some age reversal that we're seeing here. This lady's one is really good. This one and this one. So here's now 7 pictures I've selected for my story. In Facebook, it says separate story or photo collage. I personally use the separate stories, because you want people to focus on one photo at a time, because there's a timer that this photo is being shown. So if you're going to say collage, there's too much info for people to process what they're looking at, if that makes any sense. So I press bottom left, separate stories, that little purple button, boom. And that's what it looks like. And this is what my story will look like. Literally, that's what it's going to look like. I'm now just scrolling through it manually. So what I'd also add here is maybe just DM me for details, start X39, for example. I say next, and all we then do here is we press share. It shares it, and there we go. It's now sharing to my Facebook. So yesterday, I was really, really impressed. I can't remember at what time I posted my story, but I think it was sometime in the afternoon. And for the day, I had 108 views on my first picture. And that for me is really, really powerful. Not a single person hit me up, but it's literally like throwing a fishing line. And you throw it regularly, and at some point, somebody's going to be like, this thing is serious. I need to find out what it is. And consistency is key here. You can do this every 24 hours. So let's leave the Facebook story. Let's see if anybody's viewed the status on WhatsApp. So if we're back in WhatsApp, that's what it will look like. You click on status in the middle of the screen. I'm going to click on my status. Let's see if there's been any views. Okay, that was a bit short. There hasn't been any views. Okay, there's one person that's viewed the first picture. So just on this note of people viewing, I'm seeing a pattern because I'm posting these stories regularly. I'm seeing some people looking at every story that I post right to the end. And you see it by clicking at the bottom of your screen. You guys see there's one person. 20 has now viewed my status. You guys see that. At the bottom, you see that little one. You click on it, and then it will show you who viewed it. And just by contacting people who viewed every photo, somebody's viewed all of them repeatedly, and you're seeing it day in, day out, you hit them up and you say, hey guys, I've been seeing that you've been looking at my statuses regularly. I need to tell you my story. And just to quickly elaborate on that again, what we're doing within LifeWave is we're telling our story. And very many people that start here don't have a story, but you can tell my story. You can tell Chris's mom's story. Find a story that you resonate with and start telling it to people. And very quickly, you'll start having results with your people, and you'll have your own story to tell. And that's all we're doing. We're telling people, yes, you need to see what's happening in our team. We're seeing amazing results for many different things. You need to come look at this. And just tell them what it's been doing to some of the people. I mean, you guys are seeing the testimonies coming in every day. You don't need your own testimony to get results here. If we look at Onyx, when she started in her business, her upline was in the business 5 days, had an amazing testimony. Onyx didn't have one yet. She used that testimony and she built the fastest growing team in the whole business. So don't think that firstly, you need your own story to do this. You don't. There's enough stories, and tell it. And this is a great way to do it free. So you can literally wait, let's say a couple hours, or wait till the next morning and go see who's viewed your post and start keeping track of it. And you click on the button, you see there's one person that looked at it. Over time, it's going to be a bit more, and start engaging with those people. Or you can do what I do. You don't engage with anyone. You post very regularly, and people just start eating you up over time. At the moment, I don't even have time to engage with these people just because we're very busy helping our team. So let's quickly go back to Facebook. So Facebook is really, really powerful. There are closed groups on Facebook in every niche that you can possibly imagine. And there's a couple things I want to just mention. So if you want to go search a group on Facebook, specifically a community of people, where do you go to it? Now, on your app in Facebook, the top right-hand corner, you see the little search bar there, right next to your messenger. You click the search bar, and you can now search for anything. So let's, for example, say health and wellness. And wellness. Now, I don't want to click on that group. And wellness. Let's just quickly. So it's going to now give you an option. All posts, people, or groups. You click on groups because you want to search groups on Facebook. Now, you can literally pick any niche. You can pick for support groups for arthritis, support groups for MS, support groups for cancer, and then start seeing what they're posting in these groups and see if you can find out who the admin is. Now, that's the first really powerful strategy I quickly want to touch on. If I quickly go back, I'll ask you guys to join a group, vitamins, supplements, and health products. I'm quickly going to go click on that. So this group, I like this group for a couple reasons. I'm seeing engagement on the posts. If we quickly go down here, you can see 20 comments. That's a good sign that it's a healthy group. You can also see here, they're not allowing people just to post on here. They're moderating all the posts. That's a sign of a healthy group. But you can see there's not many posts coming through here. So actually, before our meeting, I submitted a post. I can actually show you what it looks like. If I just say manage post, this is the post that I posted, but it's not been approved yet. But the goal here is for them to get this post live, because I really think we're going to get traction. Because if you look at this lady, she's advertising a collagen product, and I mean, the stem cells is a lot better than just using collagen, because collagen, it's actually a oil that they rub on. Yeah, long story short, I think I'll get a lot of traction if I get an ad live. And how do you post an ad in this group? You see where it says write something, you click on it, and you can now write anything, post pictures, you can add a video. It doesn't matter what you post in here. Just make sure you follow the rules of all groups. If you're not going to start looking for groups and joining different groups, they all have different rules, and many of them won't allow you to sell a product. So if that is the case, then go see if you can find the admin of these groups. Now, let me show you how to do that. So this, if you look at vitamin supplements, natural health products, the name, you actually click on it. You click on that name, and it's going to show you all the rules, which is great to know. And right here where you see the members, you can see who the admins are. And you say select all, see all on the right-hand side, boom. Here's the admins. You can literally see all of them. Now, I've done a bit of research. I went to go see where these people are. I clicked on each of their profiles. All of them are in the Philippines. Now, we know that LifeWave is in the Philippines. So one of the most powerful things you could do is start drip feeding admins of groups like these information. Because if you can close the owner of this group to start speaking to his community of 24,000 people about LifeWave and pin posts, you could realistically find a leader that will go to senior director. He's got 24,000 people in his group. So this is really, really powerful. You could take an hour a day and literally just go look for different groups, and you literally go search at the top right where that little search button is. You go search, and you can punch in anything out. literally any niche, beauty, sports, fitness, health and wellness. Get creative, network marketing. You can search for anything and go look for groups. And the best thing you can do when you look for groups is look at the engagement. See if it's just rubbish being posted or people actually commenting. And you can see that 5 comments, 34 comments. If I get an ad live in this group, people are going to hit me up. It might take time, but I mean, there's hundreds of these groups in hundreds different niches. And the one thing I just want you guys to understand is regarding X39, it is massive. We can speak to any athlete. We can speak to anybody in the beauty industry. We can speak to any person that's sick. We can speak to healthy people. It's literally almost 70% of the people on the planet. So you can go search for anything on here, get into groups, and start engaging with the actual admins and say, hey, I've looked. Now, if I quickly look at holistic health and wellness, let's quickly open that up. So here's a group where everyone's posting on different issues that they have. And then people are actually sharing what could work for it. Now, I've been in this group a little bit. You're not allowed to sell anything here, but they now, for example, look here, holistic health and wellness community. Here is the product's promotional thread. So they create this thread so you can now advertise your opportunity within here. And it's funny, when you click on the comments, you will see somebody's already, if you now go down here, you can now actually post what you're doing here. You can see, say, Lee Stancy, this is a LifeWave person. There's already people doing this in these groups. So don't think that I'm reinventing the wheel. It's just I've spent many hours online, and you can see, I mean, if she's posting here, this is a group where you want to get an ad live or start engaging with people because it's the perfect people. So that's the first thing that I could say. If you're going to be spending a bit of time on getting into closed groups, see who the admins are, start drip feeding them information. And if you can close an admin of a group with 50,000 people, you've got a senior director and hundreds of people coming into your business. And guys, this is 100% free. It's just going to cost you a little bit of time. So I've now shared quite a bit of things. The last thing I want to share with you, and I want us to try an exercise here. George,
Yes.
This group that I asked you to join, I can see that you're in this group. 20, I can see you in this group as well. So I want to test this. This was one of the most powerful things that I figured out. So this is a network marketing MLM group. There's 200,000 people in this group. Just know there's a lot of scammers in groups like these. So just like, don't react to what people are going to say. Sometimes they're just pushing rubbish, but there are at least 10,000 real people in this group. And if they're into network marketing, this is probably the most exciting network marketing thing I've seen. So I just quickly want to do something here. I'm going to now post an ad that I wrote, the one that I actually had pending in the other group. So let me just quickly go copy and paste it. I use my notepad to do all my copywriting. I keep it saved there, and if I need it, I just go copy and paste it. So this is what I've written. There's no right, there's no wrong way to do this. You can just play with it. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to say, write something. I'm going to make a post. So let's copy and paste what I've said there. Boom, that's the one. And then I want to do some before and after pictures. So I said something about age reversal in my post, and I want to just show people what's happening there. So let's just do a couple of the beauty shots, I call it. Let's do those. Boom. There's 4 of them. Okay, great. Let's just do that. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So let me post this. Boom. I'm going to post it. So let's see if this has gone live. So now I want to show you guys something really powerful. I really hope this works and this doesn't blow up in my face, but this is something that I stumbled on and I quickly want to test it. So let's see if this ad goes live. It should be posting. Boom. There's this ad live. So now what I'd like you guys to do is every single person that joined this ad, 20, George, please go write something in the comment.
Okay.
Go write anything. Say, I love this product, and then I'm going to start having a chat with you in the comments.
Okay.
And
So
we can talk about the sun shining outside. It doesn't matter. What I want to do here is create comments on this ad because I want to see if I can rank it to the top of this page with engagement that we're artificially doing. So you can see this ad. I've just posted it. It's literally, if I scroll down, it's the top one. 20, are you in the call? Can you go write something on this ad here? George, can you write something?
I'm a one-finger typer, but I am typing.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So what I'm basically going to do here is I'm going to create engagement on the post, and any form of engagement on the post sends a message to the Facebook algorithm that this post is hot, and they move it to the top of the list and it actually stays there. And the more engagement you have, the more comments, the higher and the longer it stays at the top of the page. Now, can you imagine you guys can go find a group that has 200,000 people in health and wellness, for example, and you can get an ad at the top of the page for a day or two. You'll have many, many people hitting you up. So let's just give it a
The other
second.
day, when we were speaking, you said you did something like this, and within 24 hours, you had 170 people contact you.
Yes. So how I stumbled on this is I was advertising an opportunity in a group that had 500,000 people in the group. Now, with the 500,000 people in the group, there was a lot of bots, but I posted something really short and sweet. I kept to the point, and all of a sudden, there were some comments on that thread, and all of a sudden, it just went viral. And when I say viral, I think in total, there was like 300 or 400 comments, of which there was about like 170 people I had to get back to, and that happened in like 24 hours. And that's just with doing this. Now look here, you can see there's some comments that's come through. So beautiful. You can see 20's written something. You can see George has written something. So I want. Okay, great. Now I'm going to reply. Let's say, unreal. See the results. People are having. Now we can have a chat here, guys. We can talk to each other. And what I'd like you to do, George, is like just say something about somebody that's had an amazing effect, or just elaborate on what I'm saying there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the same with Tony.
When you say somebody who's had an amazing effect, somebody who's on Facebook or just anybody?
Anybody. It doesn't matter. We're not chatting in the comments because we're not just creating artificial comments, basically. That's the strategy. And the reason why I'm showing this to you guys, everybody's got their own teams. If people really use this properly, you can infiltrate groups, you can rank your actual ad to the top of the group, and you can get major traction without spending 1 cent, and everybody just working together. You can literally do that.
So, for example, I always describe social media like going down to a flea market. So, for example, if there's somebody else, like we saw a lady in the other group showing something about LifeWave, since it's a constantly moving pageant, let's say, where people go, you know, if you're in a flea market, you see somebody, you say hello, then you see something for sale, you go over there, then you bump into somebody else. So it's moving the whole time. So it doesn't really matter whether anybody else is in the same group saying something, because you...
No, it doesn't. Yes, you're absolutely right. Guys, when I figured this strategy out, just this that I've shared with you now, it felt like I discovered fire. It was the first time I played with a Facebook algorithm. All Facebook wants is engagement on posts. So if you as a team do this, what I've shared with you now, you go look for closed groups in different niches, try and find groups where you can actually advertise, like I've done here. There's many of them, hundreds of thousands all over the world. And if you use this strategy and people engage on them, you guys could get a lot of traction very, very quickly.
When you say the word, sorry, something that I think is kind of important. When you say the word advertise, you're not talking about making an advert. You're using a post to kind of fish people, to draw people into your orbit, but you're not actually setting up an advert.
Yes. Well, if you look at this page, how it's set up, this specific page allows you to write something. There are groups that allows you to sell something. There are groups where you're not even allowed to post. It's just an admin. So it's solely dependent on the type of group that you're in. If you can't post anything about business opportunities in a group, but the niche is right, go look for who the admin is. Click on the name of the group and scroll down. You'll start seeing who's the admin in this group. For example, it's one lady. Her name is Krista Gables. And you can immediately send her a message. So just these two strategies used correctly, you could get major traction internationally very, very quickly. And if you do it as a team, it's even more powerful. If I now scroll down, let's see if this ad is staying to the top. You can see just because we've had engagement, this ad is staying at the top of the thread. Now just understand the potential of that. Okay, this might not be the right group. I just wanted to explain to you the theory of the algorithm of what Facebook sees as valuable. Facebook sees comments and likes valuable. And if you get comments and likes on your post, you can get it to a top of a group that has 200,000 people in it. And again, this is something you need to do consistently. People in these groups take you seriously if you've posted 10 times. So you might not get engagement on the first post, but in most of these groups, you can do a post a day, and there's many posts being posted in a day if there's 200,000 people. So consistency here is also key. This could create major traction if you do it over time. It's exactly the same thing as the stories that we're doing, the status in WhatsApp and the story on Facebook. Do not expect these things to make a lot of leads quickly, but consistency, and what you're basically creating here is little streams of leads coming to you. We're doing attraction marketing. We're not going to go look for people, they're going to come to us. And I'm doing a couple of those exercises, all free. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all of it's free. And over time, the people are coming in from all these places. Not 100 at a time, one at a time, sometimes two at a time, sometimes 3 people contact me in a day. But consistency is why people will take you seriously. If a person has looked at your post 10 times, they're going to eat you up. If they see that you're serious, they see that there's something here. There must be something here if you keep posting. So I think that's about it for tonight, guys. I don't want to share too much with you in one go. I think just with what I shared tonight, if people can apply this, you could have major traction anywhere in the world. There are groups all over the world on Facebook. I showed you how to go look for them. Start looking for different groups. Start looking for different niches. Start engaging with admins of these groups. It's the quickest way you will get a senior director type of person in your business. And I really hope this helped, and I hope it was clear. Is there anything you would like to mention there, George?
No, I think that's great. I have a friend I was hoping he would get on the call, the Olympic shooter I referred to earlier, but maybe his internet wasn't good today. So this is somebody who's a bit isolated, far from human interaction. So
yes.
So this will be perfect for him.
Yes, anybody that's isolated or anybody that wants to start getting traction online, guys, I've given you very, very powerful tips you can use. It's all free. The reason why I'm showing you guys all of this, and just to sum this all up, within LifeWave, if you're going to take massive action here, you're going to start making money. And we're not going to make pocket money. We're going to make really good money. And we can start scaling what we're doing here by doing paid advertising. You can do paid ads on Facebook. You can do paid ads on Instagram. You can do paid ads on YouTube. You can do paid ads on TikTok. And ultimately, what I want you guys to do is start marketing on Instagram. Open a TikTok account. TikTok is only videos, so you're going to have to source videos that you can post there. But hey, start making your own videos and tell people what's going on here. It's all free platforms that the moment the money starts coming in, then you can scale it so quickly by just running an ad campaign for a month. And anyone who takes this seriously is going to get there very quickly.
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm done.
So when somebody has been attracted to you, then how do you, wherever they are in the world, if they're in a LifeWave country, then you'd get on a Zoom with them. Tell everyone what your next step would be.
So there's a couple of things that I would do first. The first thing I would do is to get to know the person. I wouldn't get straight into business. I'd engage with a person. I'd have a proper conversation with him. And then when it's my turn to talk, I'll tell him exactly what's been going on here. I'll tell my story. You can tell my story. You can tell George's story. Just tell a story. And then the goal is to get him on a Zoom and show him what's been going on here and engage with people properly. That's very important. Don't think that you're going to get a whole bunch of leads and they're just automatically going to come into the business and it's going to grow by itself. It doesn't work like that. This is called network marketing, not net sit marketing, not net shoot marketing. It's network marketing. We're going to make it happen. So yes, that's the process. Get them into a Zoom. Get them into a Zoom with either me or Chris or your leader, and start engaging with somebody that has a bit more experience. One of the things that I saw in the trainings that they offered is having a three-way call with a senior person, with somebody, is one of the most powerful things you can do, because it's the most amazing thing that happens. If you've got a friend that you want to show this to, and you get me on a call with him, then I'm selling him, you're not selling him. And I'm edifying what you're saying, and he can't be upset with you because I'm the one talking to him. So it creates this sort of this edification that happens, because he can hear he's speaking to somebody that knows what they're talking about and that's had results, and that closes people. So either get them on.
I tend to avoid the word selling and closing, but okay. Otherwise, I'm with you.
I understand where you're coming from, but it's not really closing someone. It's just getting a person to understand exactly what this is quickly, because that's how people come on board quickly. And if you don't have all the knowledge, just get a person to that point and then get somebody senior involved to help you. And this is how we can expand this very, very quickly. And yeah, I really hope this helped you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. That was absolutely awesome. I learned a lot there, and specifically on the WhatsApp statuses. I saw there that you got a business account. You can do that with just a normal private account, hey?
You can also do it with a private account. I haven't paid for my business account. I'm going to do that at some point. I hear there's a lot of benefits. I haven't dug deeper yet. Apparently it's expensive, but I use a business account because I can put my office hours in there. I can put a website address in there, and I can give people some information. So it's the only reason why I went that route, but you can do it on a normal account as well.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yes.
Brilliant.
So, guys, I think I've shared quite a bit with you guys today. I don't want to thrash too much info at you. Next week, what I think I'll do is I'll just elaborate a bit more about how I do my social media on Facebook, and then I'll show you guys what I'm doing on Instagram, because Instagram is also very powerful. On Instagram, you can only post photos, so it's not so opinionated. It's a much friendlier space than Facebook in the bigger picture. So I really like Instagram as well. So I think next week I'm going to touch just on what I do within Instagram.
So look, does anybody have questions for Wilson? If you do, or put your hand up. or
Yeah, more than welcome, guys. If there's something else you want me to go through, or go through again, more than welcome. Hi, Ingi.
Hi. I just wanted to ask, when you approach the admin directly of a group, how do you do that?
Well,
I just want to see what you do.
there's a couple. I'll be honest with you. I've only done it once, and I closed him.
And what did you do?
I literally sent him a message. I hit him up, and I asked him, "Is there any way we can chat? Because I really like his community, and I want to see exactly what's going on there." It was in another opportunity I was with, and we then started talking, and I explained him where I was, and very quickly I got him onto a Zoom, and when I looked again, he brought a whole bunch of people from his community in. So it's not something I've done 100 times. I've literally done it once, and it worked. I can't wait to put my back into just that strategy. What I would also recommend is, a voice note goes a lot further than writing something. The most important thing, people can hear your excitement in your voice. I like engaging in voice notes, even on Messenger and WhatsApp. So yes, just tell your story and
I want to share what I did the other day. I was looking through all the WhatsApp groups, and I found quite a big crypto WhatsApp group. So I did a little ad saying something about rejuvenation and what, and I put the link to the Start X39 on there, and I posted it on their group. And then I immediately went on and said, "Oops, sorry guys, posted to the wrong place. Excuse me, I'll take it off, but I'm going to leave it there because you all need to see it anyway." And then I hit up the admin of the group, and I said, "I'm really sorry I put that on there." They said, no, it's quite fine. Send me some info." So I said, fantastic. So I sent her info, and then I sent her a link for the Zoom last night. And I sent it to her privately, and I said, "Look, I don't want to put anything on your group. That really was a mistake. Why don't you share if you'd like to?" She said, no, feel free to share. But then I looked, and she went and put the Zoom link on her group. Anyway, she joined the Zoom last night, and 10 o'clock, I was talking to you, I think. I got a message from her saying, "Hi, Ingi, please send me a link. I want to get in."
Ingi, that makes me so flippin' excited. Me and Ingi's been working together for a long time, and she sees exactly what I do. And guys, what I just shared on Facebook closed groups, WhatsApp groups, you get a hold of an admin that's got a community, and you will immediately get traction. That is how you get volume very, very quickly. So well done, Ingi. I'm so proud of you. You don't like technology, and you slowly get you're rinsing it, getting results, you're speaking to people, and this is the most important thing.
But then, there's another thing. Ingi has a huge why, and that's another. You might want to talk about that. Yeah, Ingi's talked to me about her why, so you may or may not want to talk about that. But
I can talk about it. Look, everybody went through so much stress over COVID. I'd already started losing my perfume business because of my trigeminal neuralgia. And I went blind in both my eyes. I got cataracts in both eyes. Eventually, Jenny headed up a group very kindly who collected and put money together so that I could get my one eye fixed and at least be functional. Because at that point, I couldn't drive. I couldn't do a thing. Ended up having to sell my home last year, at the end of the year. And I got my son to buy it or put the bond in his name. But I had 3 more years to pay off my house, and I had to rebond it for another $1 million. So there I sit with another bond, 3,000 or 4,000 rand more expensive than my own bond was. I've got to fix my one left eye. While I was blind, I fell and I fractured both my cheekbones and knocked out all but 6 of my teeth. So I'm walking around with no teeth at the moment. And thank you, LifeWave, that at least I don't have to suffer with the trigeminal neuralgia, because that I would wake up every morning having an attack, and I'd spend the rest of the day in bed not able to move. So I couldn't even do anything about my situation. But now I'm hot to trot. I'm feeling great. I can work. I do work a normal job, so I'm not trying to find time outside of that to do what I want to do here. But eventually I'll get there. So that's my why, apart from wanting to help the many, many people I know who are suffering as well.
Yeah.
You know?
That's very
Yeah.
important, yeah, guys. Like, I was doing training with one of my people in Irene today, and I was like, people need to understand how important what we're doing here. It's really important, guys. This could save somebody's life. It could literally save somebody's life. And once the pennies drop for you and you see what this does, to start speaking to people about this is not hard. We found something groundbreaking that nobody knows about. I'm looking online to see if people know about this. It's very, very few people. So the opportunity is massive, and get your why. My why is my mom was in serious pain. Her words to me was, I'm going to wear these stickers for the rest of my life. And you need to make a plan because they're expensive. So start hustling. And that's what I've done. And this month, my mom is getting a sleeve of X39 that I paid for. And she's not paying for X39 again. So I've already done my why. My next part is to now help my mom make some money so she doesn't have to work. And me, who I am, I'm going to do that. So my why is to help my mom. And she's the reason why all of this happened. I stuck the sticker on her. It's changed her life. And it's the reason why I'm sitting here. So
I have a little.
Yeah, that's very important.
I have a little story. I have a friend who has had a mountain climbing accident decades ago, has to do about 4 hours exercise every day just to be able to function, is in constant pain. And 4 months ago, I told her about this. And then 2 months ago, and she said, no, I'll look at it after Christmas. And then after Christmas, I said, no, she said, no, I'll look at it after the trade fair. And then I sent her couple of testimonials. She says, my battery's flat. I'll look at it after my battery's charged. So yesterday I called her and she said, no, I'm doing filing. I'm doing this, I'm doing that and the other. I said, you know what? And I said something which was rather harsh. I forget exactly what it was. And she said, that's a bit arrogant. And I said, you know what? I can be arrogant because I've seen the results. I've seen the results in so many people. So I know what you're going through. And it's time you just gave this attention. But yeah. Everybody's a different story.
Did she listen then, George, or what did she do?
I don't know if she heard. I'll leave it another month unless she gets in touch. If I was in London, I would have gone around and stuck the patches on her. And when Chris sends uploads your and Kenneth's testimonials, I'll send those. I did send Krista Possible's testimonial and Aaron, who talked about her terrible pain and the difference in her life. Because
anyway. I have a friend with MS, and she is in the depths of depression. And I've spoken to her every second or third week, and I'm saying, please let me come to you and bring you some patches. But now she doesn't work. She lives in a cottage on her brother's property and looks after her brother's daughter, who's 7 years old. So every time I call, I'm just going to school with the child. I'm just doing this. I can't get her to let me patch her. I don't know what to do. And she's miserable. What do you do to help people like that?
I don't know.
I think what you have to do is invite her for a cup of coffee.
She won't come. She doesn't come. She hasn't got time. No, she won't. I've wanted to go to her house, my lovey. So I've been ready to go to her house, invite her for a cup of coffee. She won't come.
Well, you can have to make a plan to meet her.
But I don't really have to, because I've got a ton of sick people who I know. But eventually I'll get to the point where I think, hey, if you won't let me come and patch you, what can I do? You know, what can I do to help you?
I just want to add something here. You know, like I'm sitting in the same situation. I have a few people I've reached out to that I know for a fact need this. And it is super frustrating, but what I've seen with what we're doing here, the people who are aware and who's awake, they see this immediately, and there's no convincing needed. And I'm focusing on those, and the people will come over time. I've sitting with 4 of my friends. My one friend is a top networker. He's much older, and he's very sick. And I've been sending him information for 2 months already, and he just doesn't want to bite. And there's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is I can just every now and again send him some more information, and then, you know, once I go diamond, I'll actually send him a sleeve. I'll be like, okay, cool.
I was going to say, would you do that? Because, I mean, some people will waste them. I've sent a guy 3 patches, and he said, oh, dear, I put them down somewhere and I've lost them. You can send me a couple more.
Yeah, well, in that case, in my case, he's a top networker. If he uses it, he uses it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. If he does use it and has an amazing effect, he can bring 300 people into my business.
Of course.
So,
I made a mistake the first time I gave patches to somebody. The guy who, he's a Bulgarian guy. He's not a person who thinks about, he's a builder. So he thinks about bricks and blocks. And in a way, he's like when they say horses don't lie, he's a bit like that. So I said, take these, stick, I'm going to give you 7. And because he came and he couldn't, his arm, he damaged it doing something. So I said, take 7 of these and 6 ice waves, 3 and 3, and use them. And a week later, I called him. I said, so he says, oh, I forgot to put them on. I said, well, yeah, you need to put them on. So my mistake was I didn't stick it on the guy immediately, right there and then. So
Here's a little tip. I watched a testimonial today, and there was an old man in his 80s who was very, very sick. And what they did is they stuck 4 patches in his baseball cap, so that every morning when he got up and put on his cap, he had his cap on with the patches on it already. And he experienced incredible results. Yeah.
So just to
I love that. That's amazing.
They stuck it on the inside of his baseball cap.
Two things. Just to finish with Emilio, the Bulgarian guy. He then came around a week later and he said, I want the patches, and I want to order for myself and for somebody else. So he's now silver, and I guess his next order he'll go to gold. So that's interesting. However, this morning I listened to the video that Lucinda posted in the group, and I found I would recommend it to anybody. It's an hour long by Dr. Stacy. Anybody who hasn't watched it, I think it's very interesting to watch. I learned some stuff that I so far didn't know, but one of the things was the patches. Apparently, because people are always asking us why 12 hours on, 12 hours off. We know that the 12 hours on, 12 hours off is so that the body can recover. It's what they call attenuation. If you drink 10 coffees in a morning, third one will stop having any effect. So the other thing about the patches, which I learned in that video, is that actually the nano, the structure of the nanocrystals begins to degrade after 12 hours. So she said, you can put it in your dog's bed, or you can stick it on the dog or put it on the cat, but really by after 12 hours, it's beginning to degrade. So that's something that I didn't know, and I found it to be very interesting. In that video, there were a lot of some very interesting other observations. So yeah, enough said on that one. Just recommend you watch it.
Okay, beautiful.
I think everybody's just so different, and I have to say, like Wilson, that those people who are meant to come and use the patch and get involved, they'll come. Whether they come this week or next week or next month, they'll come. I've also got 2 people that are in desperate states of depression, 2 elderly ladies who've gone through great difficulty body-wise in the last 4 years. And the one lady said to me, if it's next age technology, is it got anything to do with aliens? So she was not wanting to use it because in case it was alien technology. And the other lady said, I'm going to check it out with my herbalist.
Isn't that frustrating when they say that? I've got
You
one of
feel
my
like saying
very
that,
good friends.
Just put it on.
Oh, yes. Well, one of my good friends, she's 86. She's having terrible problems with her legs. She can't walk. The skin is going hard and cracking and blistering. And she's been in a frail care place now for the last 3 weeks and they can't fix it. And I said to her, please, let me bring some patches, try them. Now I must speak to my doctor first. So she spoke to her doctor today, and the doctor said, oh, well, I'll speak to my chemist. So I would love to get to that doctor and send him some info. Anyway, I said to my friend, look, you can talk to doctors until the cows come home because they don't know about it here in South Africa.
That's it.
And a
What's the
chemist, big
herbalist going to
farmer,
tell her, you know?
exactly. And what is the pharmacist going to tell you? Because if he says, yes, this is great, he's going to lose business. So she
Well,
said,
the same with
you
the
know what, I've
herbalist.
made
Why
it-
will she tell her to use the patches?
Well, funny that you say that because I spoke to a natural healer who is also a Reiki master, access bars master, and he's very active in his Jewish population. And I phoned him up and I said, Gary, I've got to tell you about this. We had a Zoom with him last night. And it was so funny because the whole time I was telling him about it, he said, well, there's nothing wrong with me. And I know a lot of people, but yeah, I would have to try it first. So I said, well, let me give you a couple. I did. He tried it and he said, yeah, he felt something, but he wasn't quite sure. I said, look, you know, this is something, if you're not that ill, you might not see a huge, big difference all of a sudden. And then he said, no, I need to see this in a linear fashion. And I thought, okay, what does that mean? And what he wanted to know is how he could earn money. And we got him on a Zoom and I said to Wilson, he wants to see how he can earn on this. Show him that and he'll be in. So Wilson showed him. And already while we were on the Zoom, he was setting up a spreadsheet so that he could actually see if he bought in at bronze, he'd be paying X amount. And he set up the spreadsheet with the Rand dollar exchange and all of that. So I spoke to him today and he said to me, no, look, I'm trying to organize money because I've got to come in at a high level and have stock so that I can get going. Now that I've...
Ingi, hang on there. You should say to him what I said to Chris. Maybe Chris will explain that at the beginning.
Well, George,
when you said to me you were going to come in on silver after the weekend.
After the weekend, yeah, because George said join on the Friday, and I said no, I don't want to join at the bronze. I want to join at the silver, but I can only do that next week. So George said, Chris, I'm signing somebody up tomorrow on Saturday that's coming in the diamond that is going to be building the business. So if you come in first, that means from a spillover point of view, you'll be above there. So don't miss out. Come in at bronze, because when it comes to moving up to silver, what I love about Lifeway is you don't have to join again at silver. As we all know, you only pay in the difference, which is something that's really awesome. So George, thank you for that, because that person
it was actually two people that weekend, and they're both. So Chris has the benefits of their whole descendancy. Everybody below them on both sides.
Thank you, George. Appreciate that.
What a pleasure. Yeah. Well, I said that to a friend of mine in Cape Town as well. And he said, no, I'm signing up, but he just hasn't. And I said to him, hurry up. I'm just about to put a homeopath in. And he's already talking about all the doctors he wants to go and talk to. Yeah, I said to him, get in. And he's got the money sitting in his account and he's just not doing it. Yeah.
Now it's Aquarius folk. Desiree, tell us what you've had your hand up for a bit. Can you open your mic? Whoops, sorry, not quite.
I closed it. Okay, hi. All right, so talking about doctors and podiatrists, I just want to share something that happened today, actually. You know, Joss has got Parkinson's, and the patch has really helped him with the cognition, but he had what he thought were warts under his feet, and he insisted on treating it himself. He was not going to a doctor. I was not going to put any nitrogen on anything. I told him that I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to do that. Cut long story short, eventually this thing became so painful that he could hardly walk on the ball of his foot. And a friend came to visit, and she said, you know, if that's infected, you could lose your foot. So I said, you know what? Why don't you go see a podiatrist? I've known a podiatrist for many years. So off we toddle. So we make the appointment, we go see Tanya Garlic, and off we toddle. And she has a look, and where Joss had been treating this corn or wart or whatever it was, he had a hole the size of his thumbnail that became an abscess where he'd been treating, and it was killing all the flesh. She was horrified. I mean, she was horrified. Okay, so she gave him she cleaned it all out, and she cleaned away the dead skin, and she said to him, okay, here's the protocol. And it was very simple. It was cleaning and helping the skin or the flesh start knitting again. Of course, Joss was now going to put iodine on, and of course I said, no. You're going to have a big hole there. Do what she says. Anyway, so of course it's very painful. Hey, she cut out all the flesh. Anyway, so we stuck a patch that we'd used the day before just under the bandage on his foot. And 7 days was today, where she wants to make sure that the flesh was knitting, that the hole was healing and there wasn't anything left inside. And off we toddled, and she could not believe it.
Wow.
It has healed beautifully. Just want to share that with you. And that's a doctor. See, okay.
So is she saying, what is this?
So yes. So now she wants me to send on email this whole thing. So I've got to learn how to put it on an email to her now.
Okay. So, but besides the information, for me, the testimonies are much more powerful
Yes,
than the information alone.
No,
So,
I
for
will.
example, I sent the what Karen said the other day, who I mentioned before, Krista Possible, and I searched different testimonies for different people, but that's what kind of makes people sit up as well as the information, because information up to a certain point, but unless somebody's going like, wow, or let me put it another way, I bought and sold things my whole life. And for many, many, many years, I was dealing in decorative things and antiques, tribal art, so on. And when I bought something, I always wanted to be able to have it at a price. Number one, I would only want something that was attractive and that people go, when they see it, they go, wow. But the second thing is, when they ask the price, I don't want them to go, uh-huh. I want to hear them go, ah, yeah. And so it's that kind of dynamic. When you're sending stuff, you want to that they go, ah, and a little bit more information, and ah, and a little, because getting people's attentions in these busy times is sometimes an art.
And what's
Yes, I
exciting
agree.
is that she works in a medical center, and there are chiropractors and doctors and specialists and all kinds of people there, and a dentist. So I'm going to phone Wilson tomorrow. Hello, Wilson. I'm going to put something together so that when I send it, it looks right.
Yeah.
I'll tap into whatever he thinks I should send. And then I will just follow up and go and see her. I've been going to her for many, many years, since 1989, I think.
So there's respect both ways, and
a relationship.
Yeah,
and
that's-
I was a reflexologist and a aromatherapist, so they don't mind my input. They
Well, they
don't
respect
go,
they
my
respect you.
opinion.
Yes, yes.
But Desiree, good luck. Keep us posted.
I found that the testimonies are amazing. And it's the
Mm.
testimonies that actually get them to say, okay, how much is it? And can you tell me more about it?
I agree.
I couldn't agree with you guys more. While I was doing the editing, you guys, I don't know if you noticed, Lucinda put the post this morning from the Best Year Ever conference that was held in January. I've been working around the clock, taking that 6-hour clip, and I've I've taken each one out of there, 25 different talks, and they were all about 10, 12 minutes each. So Lucinda's going to be posting every single morning for the next, well, she did it this morning, so the next 24 days. And all of them are going to be available in the document I'll be sending with everybody tomorrow. So watch the space. Very exciting stuff coming through.
Oh, lovely.
But what I've learned was there was that lady that was the social media
Crystal Tinney.
Crystal Tinney. The
Crystal Tinney.
yeah, so she's the Instagram influencer, and she was talking about you know, you can send somebody some information, and the likeliness of them looking at it is about 50-50. But the moment you put a testimony first, you've now taken the person out of gear and you put them into neutral. Now they're kind of thinking, wow, because a testimony, you know, like the saying goes, a picture speaks 1,000 words. A testimony is so powerful. So I used it personally myself yesterday. So what I did was, before I sent the X39, startx39.com website address, or the little 2-minute clip, I sent my mom's testimony first. Then when they said, oh my word, then I sent them the startx39.com website address, because now it's like I've got their attention. I'm not just sending them something that I'm saying, or I must look at this. A testimony closes it.
I have a friend, doctor in London, and I've mentioned him before. He was my doctor, and he's a friend of many years now. And he said to me, I'm not going to try something that I don't understand how it works. I said, let me send you something on how it works. He said, it'll fall on deaf ears. So slowly but surely, today I said, sending you something for your deaf ears, and sent him a couple of testimonies, and let's see what the reaction is. And I'll just keep playing with him, because what I said to him right at the beginning is, here we can help people, help a lot of people. And that's the drive for me. With this story, you know, one of the things Javi said in a call that he and I were speaking, he said, look, here we're offering people outcomes, health, you know, to help their health, to help their emotional health, their spiritual health, and their financial health. We're offering all those things. A lot of people are very coy about, oh, you know, one of my friends, I sent her some information, and she said, oh, that's very nice for you. She's a, what do you call it, a colonic washer. And she said, that's very nice for you, and I want to try it, but I don't like these pyramid things. So I said to her, yes, no, I don't like these pyramid things either, but this is a very different story. Try it, and then we'll talk. We'll see when she tries it, and then we'll talk, because then people naturally tell other people, because they're going, wow, the lady Karen, I know now she's had a meeting, or having a meeting. She's never been a business person, never done networking, but her family is so astounded that she's going, I've got to tell people.
So I must also tell you today that my friend Yvette that signed up as gold, she has her grandson who was admitted into hospital again today. He was born without nerve endings in part of his colon. And her daughter, his mum, was very skeptical about the patches, and she didn't want them anywhere near her kids. He is 16, so he's not a child anymore. But he was admitted into hospital again today after a very big operation in December, and they're checking him out. And he said to his mum, I'm just really, really sore. And so Yvette suggested to his mum, her daughter, to take 2 patches and put one underneath the left foot and one underneath the right foot, because we're talking nerve endings. And she said, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now, Mom. Give me the patches. I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to go and do it right now.
Oh, wow.
So after,
wow.
yeah, so after being really against it, look what it took for her to turn around.
So keep us posted on that too, please.
I will do.
Helen has her hand up. You're going to have something to share. Ask Helen. Hi, good evening. How are you? Helen connecting from Cyprus. at the other end of the Mediterranean, where I am. Well, we're both on islands.
Hi, George. Hi, Chris. Hi, everybody. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for having this discussion today. Thank you for all the hard work that you're all putting in, George, Chris, and Wilson, for your wonderful presentation, for sharing your golden nuggets to assist everybody. I just want to make a point coming from the wellness industry that we are in a very blessed position right now to be exposed to this incredible technology. And when we get so excited, we obviously want to share it with other people, but we also need to know where they're at. So it's not about forcing them because we see it happening. We should just share, as you rightfully said, the testimonies, because stories are so powerful, and eventually they'll get the facts about the business. Now, what's wonderful with the medical fraternity is that usually a patient goes to a doctor to find out more and to be educated by the doctor. And what's happening now is that when they say go and consult the doctor may not be aware of the patches and this latest technology and may think it could be a placebo effect, etc. So what is happening is when the patients who are testing the patches on them actually go to the doctor for their tests, their x-rays, their MRIs, and their latest checkups, and the doctor sees the incredible change within the person, they start to then question and want to know more. So we really need to be a bit patient here and get excited about our personal testimonies as well. Give us the time for the patches to work on ourselves. And what was posted with Dr. Stacey is a lot of us have done a little bit more deeper research, and we're realizing that it's not something, you can drive a car and not need to know how the engine works. But the more educated we become, the better we are able to help other people. So it's not about giving our little version. Guys, we really need to be very careful because you can't promise anyone anything, but the testimonies speak for themselves. And what is wonderful is this: more and more people are becoming prone to the being exposed to this incredible technology. And through more and more people through this network marketing and affiliate marketing program are being exposed to it, being tested. So imagine how many more case studies we are, are being documented and are proof that this works. So we're very excited. You must remember when somebody goes to a gym and the personal trainer says, you have diabetes and you're eating a lot of sugar. Please, can you minimize your sugar intake? Can you drink more water and can you exercise? You can tell them all the information. When that particular member does not apply the principles, does not decide within themselves that they want to try something new, that they want to introduce it to become a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, there is nothing more that you can do. So I want to thank you guys for sharing your testimonies and sharing all the information. We just need to be very patient. And it's a beautiful journey that's unfolding here. And we are so honored to be on this journey together. And I look forward to hearing more of everyone's testimonies and for us to learning more about this, because this is an education for ourselves. The body is the temple, and if we don't look after it, it's not going to carry us through. And very often we choose the hard path, we choose the wrong path, we eat the wrong foods, yet we want to be healthy. We want to be strong, yet we don't exercise. So it's very important to apply the principles, to inspect what we expect, and to really look forward to great and mighty things. And put the effort in, put the time in, get educated for yourself, so that you can be of greater use and value to humanity. I wish you all a wonderful journey ahead, and thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you. You are a rock star. Hey, man, I tell you what, that is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll send you, I still owe you a voice note return, Helen. I'll send that to you a bit later. Yeah, I'll send you a message now. Get up to date with you, okay?
Love you guys. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. All right, one more, and then let's see, what's the time? We've got 6 minutes. Okay, Ingi's got her hand up. Let's let Ingi talk, and then let's wrap it up. I don't have to go further than an hour and a half.
Thank you for that, Chris. What I just wanted to say is Tony and I have started putting together a spreadsheet with all the testimonials that we're finding. And what we're doing is setting up the spreadsheet with the main column giving us a description of what is talked about in that video. So it's not just a video with a picture of somebody there. And what I'd like to do is be able to share that with everyone.
So let me jump in here. Wilson had the very good idea to make a WhatsApp group just for the testimonials and videos to be put.
We've already started doing that. And we put it into albums where there's one album just with testimonials. But on Facebook, you can't put a spreadsheet where you can actually go and look and say, I want a testimonial that tells me that. For example, I was searching for one for a hamstring today. I couldn't find one, but Tony was sitting right next to me and he found one. But it was stuck in amongst a whole lot of other testimonials. So what I like about the spreadsheet, and what I was going to ask is for everybody who finds testimonials, send them to me so that we can add them all, because then we're checking where we've got doubles and all of that, and how anybody uses that is up to you. That we can put on a Google document and share with everybody, you know?
Ingi, I set up a WhatsApp group and I added various people to it, including Chris, which is like a storage place for testimonials and interesting videos. No comments in there. So let's get you into that group and let's ask Chris as well. Let's sit down and talk and work out a way to make this even more powerful. Maybe have a constantly added to Linktree. I don't know, but
that's exactly what I want to do. Keep updating it on a daily basis with all new testimonials.
So Ingi, let me get you. I'm going to add you to that group, and you'll find a bunch of stuff in there, because I'm adding stuff. I don't do. I mean, I have a limit to what I can do. So I stay on WhatsApp. I don't go to Telegram. I rarely on Facebook. I talk with a lot of people every day. So I translate, for example, all the Spanish testimonials in the Spanish group and with the German group. So they all getting put into that WhatsApp group, and then you can just pick them out and add
them onto the spreadsheet. Yeah. And the only reason why I love the spreadsheet.
Hang on, just a sec. I don't know if you know Deeple.com. DEEPLE.com. So I translate. It's an amazing translator. So I take the testimonials of the English group, of you guys group, when they're written testimonials, and I'll translate them into Deeple, and I put them on the Spanish group. I always put the original language first and then the translated language, so people can see the original if they understand it or not, and they realize it's come from somebody from another language. So I'm going to add you to that group now, and coordinate a little bit on that.
No,
excellent.
Thanks, Ingi. That is a fantastic idea. I'll communicate on that, because we are the same page. I'd like to also have find things quick and easily. So awesome. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This is very exciting. I love it. It's I'm having so much fun. I can tell you. Every level.
This is just the start. Let me tell you, it starts with something very special. Very special.
It feels like a family, you know.
Oh man, it's so awesome, eh? I'm loving this.
Yes, it really is good.
We're a global LifeWave family.
Yes.
Everybody is
special. Yeah.
Absolutely. And everyone is like an organ in the body, playing a specific role, doing this beautiful thing, and together as a whole, we can move so wonderfully ahead. Thank you, everyone. I wish you a good evening. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the next call.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye.